I build scale models of the spacecraft, and I've got some models on display at today's, or this few days, Spacecraft Foundation conference.
How did you first get started building models?
I first started in the 1970s when I found out that you couldn't buy models of the Soviet spacecraft, and you could only buy models of the Apollo or American spacecraft, and which were available at the time of the Apollo and later the Space Shuttle. So I decided to find out what the Russians were doing, just to show people what the Russians were, what space hardware was looked like. So I started doing research, and some of it took a few years, research into the Soyuz and the Soviet space stations. And eventually, in the early 80s, I produced some models of the Soviet 7 and Soviet 6 space stations and the TKS modules, and it went on from there.
Well, what are some of the most interesting projects and models that you've built?
That's one of the most interesting ones, was the TKS, and then later on the Mir. I built models of the Mir, and I was approached by the BBC to build a model of Mir, and it was actually on the TV. It was actually used twice on the TV programs.
What have been some of the weirdest projects that you've done?
Well, I've done models of the commercial, US commercial program, and I did models of all the T-Space hardware, and I did a display on the T-Space models. One of the conferences, Space Foundation conferences a few years ago, and all the TKS, all the T-Space models, and they were never used. Yeah, that was it. I've got all these models and never seen again.
So tell us, what are these models and what are they all about?
This one is the Chinese Shenzhou 9 docked with the Tiangong-1 Space Laboratory, and I built this last year, and just before the Shenzhou 8 was actually launched, and I built a model, and it went for an exhibition in London, in the UK, and it actually won a bronze medal at a competition. So that's why I built this model, and it's a representation of what the Chinese have got so far in their space program.
Absolutely. I love how you made the custom orbital module for the Shenzhou. That looks really cool.
This is a kit of the Shenzhou, and I modified it to make it the latest version.
So what's this other model that you have here?
This is the Bigelow space module, the Bigelow BA330, and it's docked with the SpaceX Dragon, the manned version, with the docking port on it instead of the berthing port.
Now, was this model, did you have to do this, was the whole thing custom, or how many?
Yeah, everything was custom made. It's all scratch built. Yeah. The Bigelow module is actually built from a drinks container, Cadbury's drinking chocolate container, and then it's covered in, and I built the dome-shaped ends. They're made of balsa wood, and they're covered in the whole thing is covered in fiberglass tissue and resin, so it's quite strong. And the Dragon is made from plastic card, just plastic card, and moulded and shaped round.
So for those who are interested in acquiring some of these models, for these types, what kind of price range would something like these be in?
Well, the Bigelow and the Dragon, I sold the Dragons for about $250, and this costs about $500. I've enjoyed displaying these models and bringing them over here and showing what I do, and it's got a lot of interest. And I like to display models of the commercial space program, because a lot of people in the UK don't know it's there. And I'm doing a display in November in the UK, and a lot of people think the space program's all closed down now. Now the shuttle's gone, and I like to show the commercial space. I'm doing the same role as I used to do in the Soviet stuff, but with commercial now, and showing people basically in the UK, and that what is there now, besides the shuttle. Now the shuttle's gone, and there's a commercial space program which is more vibrant than the shuttle program was,